Hey, Lee Collier. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a great day. I read a really interesting article in Forbes magazine. I was basically searching for something else and came across this. And the gist of it was, should you buy a house now in this economy? This is 2014, or should you rent? You know, for my entire life, I'm slightly over half a century old. For my entire life, the goal was to buy a house. And it's really interesting to me that now there's a question mark about it. And I think it's a valid question mark. When you really think about it, and I know my realtor friends are going to spin in circles like a top when I say this, when you really think about it, if you own a piece of real estate, unless you're owning it on some island that is your own little fiefdom, if you own a piece of real estate, you have to pay money to own it. I mean, you could buy it outright, but you're going to pay property taxes. And if you're smart, you're going to insure it if there's a structure there. Or you're probably going to insure it even if there's not a structure there, just for liability. So there is no way to own a piece of real estate without paying something to own it. So there's that issue. On the side of the entrepreneur, for instance, it's kind of interesting. I mean, do you want all your capital tied up in that? But you do have more control over things. If you rent, then you have a yearly lease, usually, and your landlord might decide they don't like your car and you have to leave. So it's really interesting to me. I mean, in a way, those are trivialities, but in a way, it's just a sign of where we are economically, and this isn't going to change. And how much this has changed since the 80s and the 70s, 80s, and 90s to here we are in the second decade of the 21st century, how much this is flip-flop. This goes hand in hand with another article I read recently, which just sort of blew my socks off. And it was about how to get into the middle class. See, when I was growing up, it was all about how to get rich. Now it's how to get into the middle class. You may be thinking, well, gee, Lee, this doesn't apply to me, but I got news for you. It probably does. If you want other ways to address the income issue for yourself as an individual, especially if you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, business owner of any kind, if you also want to learn to leverage your business in an entirely different way, let me know. I'll be happy to talk to you about how to do that. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.